You are watching the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.TECNTV.com.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Good day to you all. Welcome to the new. I'm your host, Randy Perham. Happy, fantastic Friday, and happy Red Friday. This is the day that we take to say thank you to all the men and women who are serving our nation around the world, and we salute you and thank you for your sacrifices, commitments, and defending our liberties and way of life. And for those who are in the European theater right now, we pray that you stay safe and that you're not going to be directly involved in what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. With that being said, God bless everyone out there, and like I said, be safe. So today I got my buddy Mark back with us. You there?
The prophetic clip, and yes, remember everybody deployed. Hope you all stay safe. It's not a great time.
I agree. It's a crazy time right now. It's been it's been a hectic, crazy week. Thanks to Russia in part, trying to keep up with not only my daily already hectic schedule, but to keep up with what's going on over there in the theater, because like you and I both, we got tons of friends over there, and just the optics of this whole Russian invasion into Ukraine. But we're going to get to that later on. How are you doing today, sir?
Well, ice storm came through last night, kept me awake most of the night. Other than that, I can complain, but nobody's going to listen.
Well, we're all listening today, but we're not here to listen to you complain.
Yeah.
But I want to get into we're going to get into something today. Yeah, you and I, we already kind of talked about it offline. But when we come back from this commercial break, we're going to get into this topic because it is a hot butt issue, as always. And
buckle your seatbelts, folks. It's going to get real.
It's going to get real. Yes. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, keep it locked right here. We'll see you back in a couple of minutes.
If you want to give a might not be PG-13 rating on this?
Nah. We are a non-censoring show. Everybody's adults, you know. If
there
language,
are children listening, you may want to take them out of the room unless they are fairly mature and can handle specific.
Okay, fair enough. Explicit language will be used in the next segment. But folks, keep it locked right here. We'll be right back. You are watching the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.tecntv.com.
Hi, my name is Brianna Perham with Breeze Beauty Essentials. I specialize in handcrafted, customized organic skincare and hair care products. On this side, we have products for hair and lock people as well. So if you have locks or loose natural hair, these would be ideal for you. We have our cleansing bars, infusing different types of ingredients based on whatever ailment you have. And then, of course, we have the after skincare where you have your sugar scrubs and your body butters. Go ahead and take a look at everything that it has to offer on my website, breezebeautyessentials.com. And that's BRYS beautyessentials.com.
Harrison, third-generation Texan and military wife. So I've lived in the D.C. swamp. I know what it looks like. It looks like Michael Burgess, who for 18 years has voted to increase the debt by $7 trillion while leaving our borders overrun, elections at risk, and the Department of Education pushing CRT on my kids. I'm an America First conservative. AOC can't cancel me, and I'll put a breathalyzer on Pelosi's podium. I'm ready to take back our country and move Texas forward. I'm Raven Harrison, and I approve this message.
Thank you. Hey, I'm Ken McClinton, the host of the Exceptional Conservative Show, live for the nation's capital. I love this cat, the Exceptional Conservative Show cat, Jacob. We love you, and we want you to know we love the fact that you watch TECN As chairman, founder, and president, we wish you much love and much affection. I love you. I love you.
Hey, this is Pastor Greg right here watching TECNTV.com live and enjoying. You should join me here on ChildrenGenerationRadio.com. And also my other favorite thing, ministering the gospel in India.
Hi, I'm Bob Record. And as you can see, I love hunting. And I also love watching TECNTV.com. Why don't you join me in doing that? But in the meantime, I'm headed back to the field. See you later.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Jones from Beyond the Lines, and when I'm not exploring Los Angeles, I am watching TECNTV.com. TECNTV.com. I love it.
I'm David McQuell. I'm the host of Global Impact on TECN. I'm a missionary in Abidjan, West Africa, working on establishing the largest history center. Whether I'm in the field or I'm working on history, I love TECN TV.
When I'm not making delicious cookies, I'm watching TECNTV.com.
Hi, I'm Randy, and I love the golf. And I love TECNTV.com. You are watching the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.tecntv.com. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. So we got Mark with us, and race seems to be a ongoing problem in America.
Here we go.
What's that?
Here we go.
It seems like it's only in America at that. You know, you look at other countries around the world, and
No.
Okay, go ahead.
It's way worse overseas. They just don't talk about it.
Okay, I was about to say that. It's not that it's not prevalent overseas or in other places around the world. It's just not highlighted as much, and we wonder why. But, ladies and gentlemen, kick back and enjoy this video that we're about to play, and when we come back, Mark and I are going to dissect the hell out this video. Take a look.
Yeah.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel. Screaming Black Lives Matter, all the black guys rather be deadbeats than pay your bills. Yelling nigga this and nigga that. Call everybody nigga and get a nigga mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and wanna swing at me and call me racist cause I ain't black. We'll pound that then. Talking about slavery like you was around back then. Like you was picking cotton off the fucking ground back then. Like you was on the plantation getting down back then. Alright. Look. I see a black man aiming his gun, but I'd rather see a black man claiming his son. And I don't mean just for one day and you done. I mean, you still trapped in a rut. And I work my ass off and pay my taxes for what? So you can keep living on free government assistance, food stamps for your children, but you still trying to sell them for some weed and some liquor or a fucking babysitter while you party on the road cause you ain't got no fucking goals? You already late. You motherfuckers need to get your damn priorities straight. Wait. It's like you proud to be fake, but you lazy as fuck. And you rather sell drugs and get a job and be straight. And then you turn around and complain about the poverty rate. Fuck out of my face. You can't escape problems. You can pray for some change, but can't break a dollar. Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. They fucked the world with a Make America Great condom. My voice been back. I'm not racist. My sister's boyfriend's black. I'm not racist. My sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy got a brother and his girlfriend's black. My head's in the cloud. Heard there's not enough jobs for all the men in your house. Maybe we should build a wall to keep the Mexicans out. Or maybe we should send them all to the ghetto for now. I'm not racist. And I never lied, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einsteins, studied the Steve Jobs, but you ride Tupac's dick like he was a fucking god. Oh my God. And all you care about is rapping and stunting and being ratchet, and that's the nigga within you. Music rotting your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you let your kids listen and then the cycle continues. Blame it all on the menu, blame it on those drinks, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, and just blame it on white citizens. Aim at the vice president. Watch your class clowns. Niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. How dare you try to make demands for this money? You gon' show us some respect, you gon' stand for this country, nigga. I'm not racist. I'm just prepared for this type of war. I heard Eminem's rap at the awards. Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too. He ain't white no more. It's like you wanna be so famous. You'll do anything for attention and a little payment. I can't take you nowhere without people pointing fingers. Pants hanging off your ass, you ain't got no home training. Put your fucking pants up, nigga. Put that suit back on, take that do-rag off. Take that gold out your mouth, quit the pitiful stuff. And then maybe police and stop killing you fucks. Yo, what the fuck? I'm not racist. It's like we're living in the same building but split into 2 floors. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story. I wish that I knew yours. I wish that I knew yours. I'm not racist. I swear. With all disrespect, I don't really like you white motherfuckers. That's just where I'm at. Screaming all lives matter is a protest to my protest. What kind of shit is that? And that's one war you'll never win. The power in the word nigga is a different sin. We shouldn't say it, but we do, and that's just what it is. But that don't mean that you can say it just cause you got nigga friends. Nigga. That word was originated for you to keep us under. And when we use it, we know that's just how we greet each other. And when you use it, we know there's a double meaning under. And even if I wasn't picking cotton physically, that don't mean I'm not infected by the history. My grandmama was a slave, that shit gets to me, and you ain't got no motherfucking sympathy, you pussy nigga. I'm sorry, you can never feel my life. Trying to have faith, but I never felt alright. It's hard to elevate when this country's ran by whites, judging me by my skin color and my blackness. Trying to find a job, but ain't nobody call me back yet. Now I gotta sell drugs and put food in my cabinet. You crackers ain't slick, this is all a part of your tactics. Don't talk about no motherfucking taxes when I ain't making no dough. You think you know everything, but you don't. You wanna copy our slang and everything that we know. Try to steal black culture and make it your own. Whoa. Fuck, I'm exhausted. I can't even drive without the cops trying to start shit. I'm tired of this systematic racism bullshit. All you do is false shit, just the shit that I'm false with. And you don't know shit about my people, that's what bothers you. You don't know about no fried chicken or no barbecue. You don't know about the 2-step or no loose change. You don't know about no 2 chains or no Kool-Aid. You don't know. And even though Barack was half as black, you hated President Obama, I know that's a fact. You couldn't wait to get him out and put a cracker back. And then you gave us Donald Trump and I was payback for that. I'm not racist. I never lied, but I noticed a disconnect between your culture and mine. Yeah, I praised Tupac like he was a fucking god. He was fighting for his life way before he fucking died. Nigga, die, nigga. And all you care about is money and power and being ugly, and that's the cracker within you. Hatred all in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you teach it to your children until the cycle continue. Blame it on Puerto Rico, blame it on OJ, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on black niggas and blame it on black citizens. Aim at the black businesses. I ain't saying I'm innocent, but I might be any day now. Treating everybody how you want in any way how. I swear North Korea about to bomb us any day now. And now I'm ducking every time I hear a fucking plane now. Shit. You know I make a lot of sense, but you just can't admit it. When Eminem went against Trump, that was the illest. Cause even though he's white, he let us know he's standing with us. I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. You don't know what it's like to be in a frying pot. You don't know what it's like to mind your business and get stopped by the cops. And I know if you about to die or not. You worry about your life, so you take mine. I love you, but I fucking hate you at the same time. I wish we could trade shoes so we could change lives so we can understand each other more, but that'll take time. I'm not racist. It's like we living in the same building but split into both sides. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story, and now you know mine. Can't erase the scars with a bandage. I'm hoping maybe we can come to an understanding. Agree to disagree, we can have an understanding. I'm not racist.
All right.
Oh, Jesus.
It was a great video, you know, and it speaks to a lot.
Yeah, well, guess who has black friends who will never use that word ever in reference to anybody?
Me, you, a lot of people.
Yeah. I use it in historical context, maybe, but it just we should have gone like with that song almost line by line because there's so much to unpack.
It is. And I thought about doing that, but that would have took up the whole show.
Well,
Well, let's pick a few.
Okay, number one, I don't know what he says. I don't know what ratchet is. Like, I know what a ratchet is. You know, 1/4 inch, 3/8, half-inch drive, but in that context, I don't know what ratchet is.
Basically,
he goes, "You're ratchet," and I don't really. You're a mechanic, or I don't get it.
No. So basically, ratchet means you're ghetto. You know, you're incorrigible, just rowdy. You know, it's along those contexts.
Okay, well, I know what bougie is, and that's from the bourgeoisie, you know, upper crust, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, I've never heard that term, ratchet. Yeah, didn't know what that meant.
Yep.
But okay, all right. Where do we go from there? All right. I think the over message of the song is there is a separation. Like, we don't quite understand each other, but there's lots of different races, lots of different creeds, lots of different backgrounds that different people don't understand. You famously came from the streets of Chicago, and you're not there anymore. I came from the backwoods of Pennsylvania. Well, I'm still there. But there's failures of every color, creed, and background. And there are successes from every color, creed, and background. And maybe we don't quite understand each other. Maybe. All right? But it's all right. I love that the first verse is coming from a black person trying to imagine the white interpretation of society. And I have to say, I don't know anybody that's like that.
Okay. That's... Yeah.
And number one, if a white dude said that word in front of a black person and didn't get their jaw busted immediately, it's fake. We'll just put it like that.
Yep. You know, and I wrote a piece about that, you know, a few weeks back, talking about, you know, the hypocritical use of nigger versus nigga, who can use it, how they use it, why they use it, and everything else. And within itself is context.
It was brilliant. He had a brilliant take on it. It's copyright only. It's a black copyright only. You know, only to be used by that community without exception. I heard something like you made it way more eloquent than that.
Yeah. It's a black copyright. You know, we took it. We hijacked it from the white community and we made it our own, and you cannot use it without express written consent of the black community. Yeah, but you know, I had some videos that I was going to play to accompany this conversation, but I didn't get around to it. But I think I played it on a previous show of, you know, whites, Hispanics, Asians, you name it, utilizing the word amongst each other in the context in which blacks utilize the N-word. And it's okay.
So that one country singer got in a shit ton of trouble for that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't know who it was or something like that. I just remember there was a country singer referring to his white friend is that word, and there was just a shit ton of controversy about it. And
Yep. I remember that. Yep, that was a while back. Yeah. You know, so I think we are at that juncture in time in society where it's time to let go of, you know, being offended by the word, because everybody's utilizing it, whether it's in public, private, in their own circles and what have you. You know, it's becoming to be fake outrage. And I get it, you know,
Well,
from the black
to,
perspective, I get it. But at the same token, we're starting to look hypocritical with it. Go ahead.
Well, I have to side with Bill Cosby on this one, as popular as that stance is. But when he said that it just shouldn't be used, period.
True.
I completely agree with that. It's an ugly word. I don't think it should be used. I've been called that. I've been encouraged to call other people that by people that can use it. And it doesn't appeal to me. To me, it's a very ugly word.
Yes, it is.
And I don't like it. But just the word itself, the message of that song has a lot of other subcontext to it.
Yeah.
I kicked somebody out of a bar for saying, oh, you know, N-word this, N-word that. And I was like, hey, listen, if you want to use that word, get a six-pack and go home. Have this conversation in your garage. And they were like, no, my kid is black. And I went, why would you call your own child, that word? Like, no. Like, no. But you don't, no, I don't like that word at all, whatsoever, at all. Even in historical context, it just, we all know the implications of that word.
Yep.
It just shouldn't be used.
I agree. You know, but how do we come to a society where we abolish a word like that?
Well, like you said, with the black community stole it, copyright, it was a way to the power. It was supposed to take the power out of the word. And because words only have as much veracity as you give them.
True.
So if the word is meaningless, if it's been appropriated and used commonly, and even in affectionate ways, the negative connotations shouldn't hold any weight, in my opinion. But that's obviously not how the world works.
You're absolutely right, and that's the thing that I've been saying as well. Is, you know, everybody uses it, whether it's their personal circles or publicly or whatever. So,
not everybody uses it. I know for a fact you don't.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But it's utilized.
Not everybody uses it, but it can be used. If a word that has such ugly negative connotations that people can be attacked and try to be canceled, but still has an affectionate quality to it in some circles, somebody needs to make up their friggin' mind what that word actually is.
Bingo. That's what I'm talking about. Is, you know, it's okay in some contexts, it's okay in sometimes situations, but overall, it's not okay. And I think we as a society collectively needs to come together and determine which is going to be which. Either we're going to universally, you know, agree to accept it, or we are going to universally agree to abolish it. But we can't do both. And that's where I'm at with it.
Exactly it. Exactly it.
So, all right.
Sergeant Basic said, anything said in the barracks, if you use these friendly terms around each other and somebody else can't say it,
then don't say it.
Nobody says it. Either everybody says it or nobody says it. That was the rules.
Yep. I had a, you know, that was good.
And that's
That's
the
great.
thing. Being in the military completely separates you from that meeting because, like they're like the oldest is trying to say, oh, we don't understand each other. You spent a couple years in the military, and you understand there is no such thing as racism.
Yeah.
You're dealing with Hispanics, you're dealing with blacks, you're dealing with Asians, you're dealing with whites, you're dealing with well, not a lot of rich people, but you're dealing with a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds. So race means exactly nothing. I never saw real racism in the military.
There was cliques. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it was cliques, but
oh no, there's cliques. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that's what's racist based either. But
no,
to your point, you're absolutely right because I remember I had a company commander, and he was Hispanic. He spoke Spanish and everything. He overheard a group of guys in a motor pool speaking Spanish one day, just amongst themselves, you know, talking Spanish. And everybody else kind of, you know, walked by and, you know, just whatever, you know, just moseying on, doing their own thing. And he just went ballistic on these guys out of the sky blue. He was like, hey, do you think everybody in this motor pool speaks Spanish? And it was just like, no. Then what makes you so special that you can speak Spanish where nobody else can understand what it is that you're saying? We're all in the same uniform. We're all in the same unit. Shouldn't we all be able to communicate in the same language? Yes or no? And they was like, yes. And he was like, let me hear you speak Spanish around here one more time. I'll send you back to where you want to speak Spanish. Everybody just kind of like, whoa.
We got busted in equipment maintenance one time. We were out in the bay doing trailers or something. I don't know what the hell we were doing. But I had Spanish music blaring. I hijacked the sound system and, you know, most of the guys there were Hispanic. There was a couple of white guys. Nobody minded. Nobody was like, oh, I didn't like this music. But the NCOIC, the non-commissioned officer in charge for non-military people, came in and he was Hispanic and he flipped. He lost it. He was like, "Don't play this shit in the bay." And I'm like, "Well, why the hell not?" And he goes, "You know, not everybody can understand it, and it could be offensive." And I'm like, "It's like Spanish country music for the most part."
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to put on, freaking Willie Nelson, and you know, instead of Los Lobos? Like, it's the same thing. But yeah, no, he kind of, that was kind of weird because, you know, he spoke the language. Most of the people in the base spoke the language. But yeah, there was a similar flip out.
Yeah. So let's turn our attention to the rest of the music there, the rest of the song.
Oh Jesus.
What are your thoughts about, you know, the perspectives about? It's like, might as well just take them off. I know you're not comfortable.
I don't even know what to make of that, to tell you the truth. I don't get why that's a style. Wear pants that fit. It's way easier. Stuff like that. Hairstyles. I don't understand why there's such controversy around what's the proper ethnic hairstyles.
Yeah.
I don't get why that's a problem. I don't understand. I really don't. But hey, you got two bald men talking about hair. They're probably getting into dangerous territory.
Right.
What was the other thing? Well, there's a serious disc. Say like you don't and fried chicken blade and stuff like that. Bullshit. I don't give a rest what your color stands. Fried chicken. It's like, well, you don't understand grilled cheese. Everybody has that. Everybody understands it. If you're lower economic, it doesn't matter what color you're on. That's what you eat.
And you know, it speaks, and I'm glad you mentioned that part. it speaks to, we have these assumptions, especially in this day and age, where we assume that because of the color of your skin, you don't know about something, or you don't understand what it's like to have to wake up and eat ramen noodles morning, noon, and night. We just assume, and it's a false assumption to
Ramen
go on
noodles,
that basis.
not just for Asian people anymore.
Exactly, and they don't even do that. So it.
No, hell no. They actually eat good food.
Oh yeah, and so this is what I contribute that mindset to exposure. If you are a type of person who never left out of your community, and it's a predominant whatever race, ethnic, I hate saying race, but whatever ethnicity it is, if you never left out of that community, then you wouldn't know what other ethnic groups are doing or eating or how they look.
Having traveled the world as you've had the opportunity to travel the world, you see a lot of similarities. Lower economic people, the middle class, where it exists, and then rich people, they're all the same. Doesn't matter what race they are.
True.
Doesn't matter what language they speak.
Yep.
There are so many commonalities. It's stupid. Like I've seen probably more freaking people of Hispanic descent wearing cowboy boots, cowboy hats, stupid freaking belt buckles than I have white people.
Yeah.
It's
Texas,
the same culture. They just speak different languages and they listen to slightly different freaking music.
That's true. About Thomas Sowell's book, Race and Disparities, and what Mark just said.
Sowell. There you go.
What Mark just said is captured in that book. Yes.
The one thing mentioned in that song, not that I'm sorry, but Tupac. He's like, well, you worship Tupac, and the responds, well, I guess the guy supposed to be the same artist, but whatever. Says, yeah, I do, worship Tupac. Tupac was a poet warrior. Nobody cannot. If you listen to Tupac, you can't go. The point. The guy had a point. Period. I don't care what language he was using. And most of his stuff was an indictment of the black community. He wanted the change.
Yeah.
He knew the condition, and he wanted everybody to do better.
Yep.
How can you indict that? Like you talk bad against Tupac. The guy wanted the best for everybody, not just blacks, but especially blacks. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I agree. Yep, that's true.
I love Tupac.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Hey, we're gonna jump to a commercial break. I think we beat the horse on that one. And when we come back, we're gonna get into discussing Russia and Ukraine a little bit. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep it locked right here. We'll see you in a couple minutes. You are watching the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.TECNTV.com.
Everything that's reported on television isn't always true, but it should be. NTD, the power of truth. Now available 24/7 on television and streaming platforms.
Dare to have a vision for America. Dare to be a raven. Dare to stand alone.
This is not a doom and gloom. This is a hope, and we're going to enjoy taking our country back.
I I'm so delighted and honored to be here and supporting Raven. I'm so excited to see you get to DC.
I met someone who said, for those that say it cannot be done, get out of the way for those of us who are doing it.
Raven isn't just called to take our country back. She is destined to move our nation forward.
I will not allow them to mess with our youth. That is our next generation. They deserve their birthright.
We're going to do everything we can to get the truth out there about you being a true America First candidate and patriot.
I'm here to tell you what I know. Democratic policies do not work in America.
Their doctrine started decades ago to infect, inject, and indoctrinate our kids. And they are counting on you to look the other way.
We need warriors who go up there who are unafraid to look at Nancy Pelosi and tell her the truth.
I would welcome and be honored to have the opportunity to go and fight this.
Sometimes you can't do the job of a congressman, but you can show up and hold up her arms so she can do what God has called her to do.
You are watching the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.TECNTV.com. Hey, wrong name. Hey, welcome back. So, that's my homegirl, Raven Harrison, who's running out of the 26th Congressional District down in Texas. And her primary is coming up in 6 days, the 1st of March. And throwing some support behind her, and I'm asking you to do the same, to throw some support behind her, help her get across the finish line. You go to www.ravenharrison.com. And ladies and gentlemen, we all know Russia invaded Ukraine. It was a matter of time, and we already knew that this was going to happen, because they've been planning this for the last 22 years. Literally. They've been planning this since 2000. And then we move fast forward and look at what happened in Crimea in 2014. Russia annexed Crimea. That set the tone right there. They was testing the waters to see what they can get away with. And we all know the extensive history of Ukraine and their function in terms of corruption and everything else. Because if you read or listened to, President Biden with an asterisk, or you listened to or you read Laptop from Hell about Hunter Biden, and even Hunter Biden's own book, Beautiful Things, and they all openly discuss the corruption that they took part in through Ukraine. So, having known all this, Vladimir Putin, Russian president, said, enough is enough. You world leaders of the Western world, you sit back on your high horse with your hypocrisy and act like you are morally superior than me, China, North Korea, when you're doing the exact same damn thing. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to disrupt your entire operation. And I'm going to take back what's lawfully mine. His words, not mine. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Woodhead. Sir.
On-ground reporter from Ukraine. Reports here are very, very grim. There are things going. Yes, very bad. Very, very bad. Very bad. No, what Putin basically pulled was the German excuse for the Sudetenland prior to World War II. He's like, oh, hey, there's Russians there. We must have the Russians. Nah, well, and so far, because it's not a NATO country, we can't interfere. So they're going to get Ukraine back. That's all there is to it. But they don't need Ukraine. They need the pipeline. That's it. That's it.
Yep.
Ukraine has the second largest pipeline in Europe. I give you two guess on who has large.
Russia.
Ta-da. And ironically enough, it's called the Friendship Pipeline.
Yep.
So from going from 40% of Europe's supply of oil and gas, they're going to go, by capturing Ukraine, they're going to go to closer to 65% of overall control.
Yep. And to your
point, they just
point,
need to make Ukraine a puppet state.
Yep. And to your point, this was, like I said, it's long in the making, and this is the only reason why the Western world leaders are upset. You think about all of these fictional gas companies that were created out of Ukraine. Hunter Biden was a board member of one of them and making, what, $85,000 a month, behind it. So
something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So Vladimir Putin sent back like, okay, y'all creating these fake companies, funneling money through Ukraine to shelter that money from taxes and everything else. Got you. Hold my beer. I'm finna just take over all of this, take it away from you guys, and now you gotta come through me to get your gas, get your oil, and everything else, because the United States and the rest, you notice, Russia and China did not come on board with the Paris Climate Accord, but everybody else was committed to.
Why would they?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody else became committed to shutting down their own oil reserves, oil fields, and everything, to import from China and Russia. Saudi Arabia was like, all right, fuck around if you want to. And here we are.
The main problem is a lot of conspiracy theories that are going about between the Ukrainian invasion and whatnot. And most of them are all bullshit. What it is it's an economic boost for Russia. That's it. It's an economic boost and all this stuff. They're going to own the largest and second largest lines in Europe.
Yeah.
And two, Ukraine was like the Midwest to Russia. They have the most arable land in like most of Europe. Like, imagine if like Kansas, Arkansas, Iowa, Nebraska, Montana, Illinois all separated from the U.S. Like, oh, well, we just lost a lot of freaking food production. We're probably screwed. And Russia's been in an economic bind for decades. They just sold 1 million tons of wheat and 100 million tons of coal to China. That's the only reason they could afford to do this.
You're absolutely right.
And
go ahead.
Oh, did you hear about the Snake Island incursion?
No.
Oh, all right. Listen, I got to read you this transcript because, all right, Russia invaded Snake Island. There's like 13 people, I think, 13 Ukrainians occupying Snake Island. So a Russian warship radios them going, all right, what you're going to do is disarm and capitulate. or we're going to be forced to fire upon you. And the Ukrainian radio operator goes, ah, shit, this is it. He goes, should I tell them to go fuck themselves? And somebody in the background goes, yeah, might as well. And he goes, he turns out, you can literally hear him turn up the volume. And he goes, Russian warship, go fuck yourself. And then they all died.
Nice.
But that's the people that the Russians are dealing with. Should I tell them to go fuck themselves? Might as well. Posterity, whatever. Sure, all right. Hey, Russian warship. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm gonna rewind.
I actually want to say that. It's different in Ukrainian than it is Russian, so I actually have to look this up.
Okay. But
Slavic, Russian, Ukrainian, they're all very, very similar.
Yeah. I want to rewind.
But
I want to rewind real quick to a point you made.
Nukai. Nukai. Go fuck yourself in Ukrainian.
Ah, okay. I'm about to remember that. But I want to rewind back to your point about Russia's greater interest in the resources. There is that, and there is also the disruption of stopping NATO's expansion. Now, when I was in NATO, just 2 short years ago was my last year in it, that was something we discussed on a weekly basis, was what do we do with Ukraine? And do we allow them to temporarily come into, under the NATO umbrella, and we work with the government to get them in compliance to become a member? Or do we let them be and hope that the election of...
Sorry.
No, or do
my understanding of NATO was they were as a USSR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. And, the greatest interest at the time for NATO was access to the Black Sea to get around to the Baltic states. If Russia captures Ukraine, that cuts off, they would be denied, mainland Europe would be denied access, basically, to the Baltic states unless they go through the high north and come back down around over behind Russia. That's the preface of keeping Ukraine a neutral country. But here's my greater point, and we're down a couple of minutes. My greater point is this: if the Western world was genuinely concerned about an incursion into to Ukraine, they would have put up a defense mechanism in place in Ukraine to deter, because diplomacy was not working. So they could have put up a defense mechanism to deter Russia from invading Ukraine. Because it's
we
not
don't
so
have
much
any bombers in Europe.
What's that?
Any heavy bombers in Europe, so there is zero deterrent.
It would have been.
And,
it would have been.
And Ukraine not being a NATO country, technically, we have no responsibility to protect them.
True. However, strategically, if, like I said, out of the greater interest for the Western allies, for Ukraine, if they wanted to, because the Article 5, it says attack on one.
Should have.
Yes, they should have. So that's why I know that they're not upset. They're not mad about Russia invading Ukraine for infringing on their sovereignty. No, they're mad because their operations in Ukraine has now been disrupted. That's the whole overarching thing that they're pissed off about.
Well, we know Ukraine's corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a rundown, real quick. There's only a couple of minutes left. They're first in proven recoverable resources of uranium ores. Second in Europe, 10th in the world of titanium ore reserves. Second in place in the world in terms of explored reserves of magnesium. Second largest iron reserves in the world. Second place in Europe in terms of mercury ore. Third place in Europe, 13th in the world of shale gas. Total value of natural resources. 7th world in reserves. Agriculturally, they're a freaking powerhouse. And they're one of the most industrialized countries in Europe. And for whatever reason, because Russia wanted them back, it's a breadbasket of Russia. Nobody wanted to go in there and be like, hey, you know what? Here's your NATO badge. We'll protect you. And the thing is
they want to keep the country corrupt.
In my opinion, well, in my strategic opinion, it's completely retarded that they're not a part of NATO.
Yeah, exactly. They should have been a long time ago. Like I said,
NATO
bring
was
them
meant
under,
to block
and
the
get them
USSR,
right.
and we didn't make. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I didn't even hear what you said. I completely.
I was saying, it was only strategically smart to bring them in, get them, help them become a democratic state, because they're currently not. That's why they're not a member of NATO, because they're not a democratic state. It was silly.
And we took away their nukes too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, all right, man. Sergeant Woodhead on Twitter. How else can people find you?
I got a week left on my Facebook gulag stay. But Mark Woodhead at Facebook, I guess. Apparently that's linked to an Instagram account. I don't know. Mark Woodhead, maybe. I have no idea. But yeah, Staff Sergeant Woodhead on Twitter. I have what the hell is it? The
Getter? MeWe?
Oh yeah, the Getter. Yeah, I have a Getter thing. I think it's either SSGT Woodhead or Mark Woodhead. Mark_Woodhead, something like that.
Just Google Mark Woodhead, everyone.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
There's a lot of us out there. There's just me heads out there that aren't.
Yeah. Gotcha, brother. I appreciate you as always. Ladies and gentlemen.
You too.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in today. You can catch me on all social media platforms at rperm, and you can support my run for Congress at rpermforus.com. We will see you all Monday. God willing, God bless, and y'all have a great weekend. You are watching the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.tecntv.com.